We are joined by our three esteemed managing directors. We have Thomas Quinet, Jörg Hackmann, and Harald Henning.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming on. Thank you, Harold. All right, so we have a couple of questions for each one of you. And I would like to start with Thomas. So Thomas, as we approach the end of 2023, what key lesson has the year provided for PSI Metals?
Well, PSI Metals is going under a lot of change currently, lots of move for the company. But when I look at the industry we're serving, probably the key lessons I would like to state is the change that our industry is going through. You probably know that there is a huge amount of movement in the industry, huge investments that is happening. We are facing a huge challenge. We need to decarbonize the industry. And this is something that requires all actors to work on that and to make sure that we contribute to this target of decarbonizing the industry, which is at the end helping all of us to live in our life, in our daily life, and to keep our world running. And so, yeah, probably the takeaways that I have of this year is really to an enjoyable look at an industry that really wants to change and is changing very fast. And at the end, I'm also very proud that we are serving that industry and contributing to that change.
All right, that's great. Thank you very much, Thomas. And then the question I would have for you, Jörg, is what moments stood out for you in terms of PSI Metals this year? What moments would you say stood out for you?
Actually, a little bit, we are still in that moment because this week we are publishing and introducing our new release to the market. We just had this week a very big event here in Düsseldorf. And especially what Thomas just said, one main focus of new functionality in our technology is how do we support actually what Thomas just said, the decarbonization process of our clients. And I believe we brought really good new features into the product. We had the chance to discuss it and to exchange that information with many of our clients, with our employees in the company. And honestly, for us, being also responsible for the product in the developer group is always a big moment. There's a lot of challenge. There's, of course, a lot of tension until we really can release it. And I believe we had a very good week with a lot of good information that we gave to the market around the new release.
All right, great.
Chidi, if I may add to what Jörg is saying.
Sure.
I'd like also to add some stood out moments of the year. Our company is growing a lot. We are getting a lot of new people on board, and we are organizing on a regular basis so-called integration week, where we are bringing our people together, the new colleagues together, to get them in the company, and they are working on a specific project for the company. And very often, either myself, Harald, or Jörg are meeting them in that week, having also a dinner with them to get to know them. And that's also a very, very interesting moments that we are having, because that's a moment where we get new people in the company and we see the company growing. And that's also very nice as a special moment for us in the year.
Yes, it's definitely nice. And speaking about new people joining PSI Metals, my question for you, Harold, is could you send a message to those who are looking forward to joining PSI Metals in 2024?
Sure. The quick answer is come as fast as you can. But let's elaborate a bit. First of all, picking up on what Thomas and Jörg were saying, another highlight I think that we need to mention is that within our company, we have undergone a strategic review in the last couple of years that has really energized our colleagues. And what stood out for me during the year is the engagement that many colleagues show, just coming from directions where you'd be quite surprised. They're project managers, developers, managers who stood up and said, I'm going to take some extra responsibility and work on this strategic initiative to change things in the company. Everybody is kind of packing, gripping on and moving forward. It's very encouraging to see that energy. And this is, I think, something that will excite new colleagues coming in. So we have the demand, we have the structure in order to absorb new colleagues and bring them into a growing company, which will give them great opportunities for personal growth in the next years, over the next years. And we are, I think, one of the best choices out there that you can make for anyone that wants to come and do an interesting job, challenging job, and have a group of people around them that really is a company in the old sense of the word, and almost a family.
That was definitely a very convincing and encouraging message. And speaking about encouragement, this question is actually for each one of you. And I will start with Thomas. What are your expectations for 2024 at PSI Metals?
Expectation is that we are continuing our journey. As Harald mentioned, we've started a couple of years ago now already on a new strategy, on a new light we were following and targets we had, and we were marching there. We are working there. We are putting a lot of energy to go there. And I expect that 2024 will really be a continuation of that. We are continuing growing the company. We have exciting outlook in several geographical locations in the world. We are opening a new office in the Indian market. We have a very nice growing base in the US and Brazil. Our European base is also very strong. And so we are really there continuing this growth, which is really following the strategical plan we have, and that will allow us to reach our targets. So for me, the expectation is this continuation of the growth of the company. Of course, we will need also to deal with the economical situation and the geopolitical situation of the world. There are, for the moment, some clouds on the horizon. The economical situation is a little bit unclear. The steel market and the aluminum markets are shaking due to the price of the raw material, due to the price of energy. So we will need to monitor that, and we will need to react on those changes if they are coming. But generally speaking, the road we have ahead of us is there. We know where we want to go. We are walking on that way, and I'm expecting another good year in 2024.
Oh, that's great. I do hope we do have another good year in 2024. What about you, Jörg? What would you like to add to that?
I share fully the optimism of Thomas. I believe we have a clear strategy that we defined last year, and I also believe it's not just a strategy. We have a plan how to achieve ambitious targets there. We started this year really also with really execution, coming down from a strategy to really something you feel in daily life where we are working on. And I believe fully that with several transition paths that we started this year, we will go on in a continuous way also in 2024 with respect to our product, through the migration of our technology itself. So we also are in a big transition, as well, especially when it comes to further digitalization of our services. So the way how we are acting with our clients in the market, we are starting a big transition and a big change for the future, where we believe it will be definitely something that will help us even exactly to follow the growth path. And I think we are good on track with that. And I believe that we will exactly go in a continuous way, go on with these transitions.
I do hope we do continue to transition very successfully. And what about you, Harald?
Well, I know that there are a number of project teams eagerly waiting for the deliverables here that Jörg is announcing.
He always likes to give pressure to me,
I mean, we're coming into the year 2024 with a backlog of orders, or let's say a current amount of orders and projects that is quite extensive, that is showing some challenges. I expect that there are going to be some highlights of conclusions, very exciting go-lives in a number of projects this next year. We have huge initiatives with some of our clients that have strategically decided to move forward and roll out into standards into multiple facilities, making PSI Metals their standard. And I expect that to continue to also penetrate the market in terms of just communication, because when we have that kind of consistency and that kind of standing, other steel companies, other aluminum companies are going to look and say, these guys really know what they're doing, and we'll continue to build our basis and our standing.
All right. Thank you, Harald. And I just want to say thank you to all three of you, Tamar, Jörg, and Harald, for sharing your messages, your expectations, the moments that stood out for you, and the lessons that you learned. So thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks.
Start with Thomas.
I'm good at feeling on that one you're gonna have two answers, not three. Can you ask a technical question to Jörg, please? It's gonna be easy.
That's a very good answer. Thank you, Thomas. I mean, sorry, Jörg.
Yeah, no, this can't be that I have to do it again. That's huge. Go on.
So I'm Thomas.
We should put our name tags back on.
Sorry. Thank you. That's great. What about you?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Jörg. Sorry.